What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I hope you guys are enjoying our Thailand adventure series. Episodes 1 and 2 are out now, and I thought that this would be a good time to throw in a video just doing a little bit of a review on the Emirates Twin Seats. On our Thailand trip, we flew Emirates 4 times, each time in the twin seats on the Boeing 777. And when we booked the trip, I had a lot of questions about whether there were blankets and pillows provided, what the experience was going to be like. And there's a good amount of information on the website, but I thought that there was some things missing and I wanted to fill that in because I was looking for that information. So we flew economy. So the twin seats are economy. If you're not familiar with the Emirates Twin Seats, there are about 5 rows in the back of the plane that have 2 seats on each side instead of 3. And they're on the windows and nothing in the middle. So they're backed by the bathrooms, which in my case was very nice. On 3 of the 4 flights, we were in the last row, the very last row of the plane. I think one of my biggest concerns about being in that area of the plane was turbulence. And I just wanna say this might be circumstantial and this could vary drastically based on everyone's experience, but we flew 4 times on Emirates, and each time the very back of the plane where I heard was the most turbulence, and we really didn't experience anything crazy. There's maybe one time that we got jolted a little bit, but it's really hard to know how it was at other points on the plane because we weren't there. So usually if I'm choosing seats on a domestic flight within the United States, I choose seats around the wing because I've heard that the wing can get the most comfortable experience. So being in the very back, you might feel a little bit more of a bumps. I did kind of feel like the swing whenever we were taxiing on the runway. You can just kind of feel things a little bit more that way, but it wasn't to the extent that I would not book seats in the back of the plane. So if you're concerned about experiencing extra turbulence, I think if you have a normal flight, where you don't hit a lot of turbulence, you should be fine. The trips we took did not experience much turbulence, so I really can't speak to that. So if we jump into the Emirates website and we go to the economy class cabin features, they talk about the food. They say, taste the flavors of your destination, choose a regionally inspired meal from the onboard menu, and enjoy dining that takes you places. So if we're talking about food, last year when we flew to Africa, we flew United Premium Economy. So we were not in business class, but we were a step up from economy. I would say Emirates Economy and United Premium Economy are very similar. I don't have any complaints about the food. We got a variety of different things. The food was actually very good. So if we keep going, it says explore thousands of channels. This is just talking about the entertainment. I will say, and maybe this is just the planes that we were on, the headsets were like from the 90s. They were not even the in-ear ones. You put them over your head and they were pretty much junk. But whatever, they did the trick. They did have options to like Disney Plus and different things like that. So that was really nice. You did have a good selection. I didn't personally watch very many things, but then obviously raise your glass to complimentary beverages. That's pretty typical on any flight. So that's it. So now from my personal experience, a couple things that I was wondering were, in basic economy, do you get a blanket and a pillow? And the answer is yes, you do. On all of the 4 flights that we took, we got a blanket and a pillow. Comfort-wise, it was very comfortable. I would still say economy was about the same as the premium economy that we flew on in United. The seats seem to be just a little bit more cushiony, a little bit more comfortable. Twin seats do offer you more room because it's just 2 of you. It's not a row of 3. We were right by the bathroom, so that also provided a little bit more space. I think that there were 4 or 5 rows of the twin seats on each side. We sat in the very back for 3 of the 4, but we did sit in the first row of the twin seats for one of the flights, and I do think that we were given a little bit more leg room in that row. It could have been totally in our heads, but we both thought that that was the case when we sat in the first row of the twin seats, so that's something to keep in mind. Sitting right by the bathrooms, you do get a little bit more traffic of people walking back and forth, and then you also do have the back galley for the flight attendants, and so they're kind of moving around, but it really didn't cause us many issues at all. If anything, I feel like we were treated a little bit better. We were given little treats at our very last flight, little, I want to say Turkish delights, and it was very nice and thoughtful. So no problems there. It was a really good experience. I would definitely fly Emirates again. And I hope that this answered any questions you might have about the Emirates Twin Seats in economy. Because we're talking about flights, I did want to throw in 2 Amazon products that totally changed the game for me when we took these long haul flights. The first being the turtle neck pillow. What you do is it wraps around your neck. You can use these knobs to twist and tighten and change the height of the support. Then you'll take the wrap and you wrap it all the way around your head. And then you'll use the Velcro to attach it. It might look a little wonky, it might look like a little bit like a neck brace, but it does hold your head up and it makes it pretty comfortable. I will leave a link to this in the description. Second product that I used on these flights that I had not used before is a foot hammock. You can also get this on Amazon. How you use this is the tray that folds down from the seat in front of you. You'll fold it down. You will slide the strap of the foot hammock over it, and then you will attach it back up so that this is hanging. And then you can put your feet on it. When you're in economy and you're in a small space, you don't always have the luxury of a spot to put your feet, and this is the trick. And between these 2 products, the neck pillow and the foot hammock, I had a very comfortable flight, or I should say, I had a way more comfortable flight than if I didn't have these. So if you are going on any type of trip, summer or over the winter, I would definitely invest in these 2 products. And they are pretty small because I've had neck pillows that kind of are bulky and they take up a lot of space. These you can easily roll up. You can put this where a water bottle goes on the side of your backpack. This just fits right into your backpack. Don't take up a lot of space, but they really, really change the game when it comes to comfort, especially in economy. Well, I hope this video was helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned because we still have a couple more videos in our Thailand adventure series. Can't wait to share with you, and they're pretty awesome and pretty exciting, and they've got some pretty cool stuff in it. So make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.